Well, Yumiko, look what you did. We're on the run again. We're, it's fine. It's fine. Well, we always knew this day would come. I just didn't know it would happen like this. ... From the West Tsumo Railroad Tsushima Station. Holy shit, say that 10 times fast. We board a train line on a train. What the fuck? We board a train on a line that winds its way through the mountains. I sit quietly next to Yumiko, my arm wrapped around her shoulder. She doesn't try to strike up a conversation either. It's still a little early for the office workers to be coming home, so the train's mostly empty. There's no real need for us to be silent. Still, neither of us exactly feel like having a casual chat. I watch Yumiko's face from the side. Her expression haggard, she stares quietly down at the floor beneath her feet. There's no light in her eyes. What sort of words would bring this girl some comfort? I don't know. I've been searching in vain for what feels like a very long time now. Too clumsy to craft skillful white lies. I couldn't even give her temporary relief. I just waited for things to mellow with the passing of time. There didn't seem to be any other choice. But that was wishful thinking, expecting the impossible. Something like this could have happened at any moment, but I just passively waited for the infinite flow of time to solve all our problems for us. That's the way. No. Pathetic as it is to admit, maybe I was just tired. This lifestyle took a toll on me as well. Well, we haven't been doing anything badass lately. We have to have our badass intake of at least one awesome thing a week, but we haven't been doing that. Well, I wouldn't have chosen such an idiotic policy otherwise. I've got to tell her somehow. There's something I want Yumiko to know. But if it just came out and said it right now, there's no way she'd accept it at face value. In fact, she'd probably interpret it as some kind but insincere lip service. Might well end up pushing her even further into her shell. Any attempt at cheering this girl up right now will probably just have the opposite effect. So let's not. With a loud thunk and a squeal from the brakes, our train shakes heavily and comes to a halt. Alright, come on, Yumiko. We're gonna go. You doing okay, Yumiko? A bored sounding conductor informs us we've arrived at the station. The Nishikawa mountain line, as the name might suggest, leads up into the mountains themselves. It heads even further into the backwoods than our current destination. As I glance out from our mostly empty carriage, a sign on the station platform catches my eye. Halfway up the mountain line, the West Tsumo Railway, god damn it kills me every time I need to say that, built a baseball stadium as something of a tourist attraction. Okay. The sign's covered with a large poster advertising the team's upcoming schedule. But my gaze comes to a halt just below it. Underneath the flashy logo with the name of their baseball field spelled out in English, there's another sign I hadn't noticed at first. Man, we're not noticing anything. Holy shit. Yuuji, we need to become a more badass, because It brings back a memory from a few months ago. Something we talked about before the strain began to wear us down. Something important that I'd very nearly forgotten. What? Oh, that's right. We had been hard-pressed just to get by. Maybe it's only natural that this would slip out of my mind. But it's something Yumiko needs. Something she needed for a long time. What? Yumiko, you awake? Wait, hold on. I'm trying, before it even comes up, I want to think about this. So, it's on a billboard, just a random billboard. What do we talk about? Because under the baseball, not a sport. We never talked about sports. Oh, right. Okay, I remember now. It's probably like some sort of advertisement to the fucking amusement park, because Yumiko wanted to go to an amusement park. That's the only thing that I can think of. Pulling Yumiko's head toward my shoulder, I lightly shake her body. Wait, we're gonna go to an amusement park at times like these? God damn it, Blizzard. Unless I'm totally wrong, which I might be, but time to transfer.
乗り換えここで
Yeah, gotta hurry or the train's gonna leave.
わかったわ
Come, Yumiko! We step onto the platform, then make our way toward the largely deserted branch line. The wind, still a little cold despite the season, blows vigorously through the exposed station.
ねえユージこのまま先へ行くのではなかったのどうしてこっちに
Because I said so, woman! he just gets real aggressive for no reason. Forgot something. We're going to go take care of that. Ooh!
家へ戻るの
Ooh, I like that. If it's what I think it is, that was a good line. Nah, that's not it. I glance back at Yumiko. Just as before, her expression's full of profound fatigue and sorrow. Forcing my dull face into the most reassuring smile I can manage, I speak. This way, Yumiko. Come on. Come on. Come, Yumiko. Pulling her along by the hand, I stride toward the mountain line platform. The wind gusts against our back as if to push us along. Please say I'm right. Oh, hey! Ha ha! I mean, it was easy to figure out, I guess. I like how we just dot at each other. I mean, she's probably just like, I've wanted this forever. Is it only gonna be... I feel like it's only us here.
Yuuji!
What? What's up?
ここなんでそのどうして
Oh, she's entering adorable mode. The train took us 3 stops into the mountains before reaching its final stop. As soon as we disembark, Yumiko's expression transforms into one of pure bewilderment. They'll never find us in an amusement park. With one step past the ticket gate, a sea of vivid electric decorations and all sorts of shit open up theatrically before our eyes. It's an amusement park, if you hadn't figured that out for yourself.
わかってるわよなんでこんないきなり
Listen, you need some stress relief. You always wanted to do this, so what's the problem? It's the polar opposite of the colorless, fugitive life we've been trapped in for so long. Must feel like I've carried her into a dream. It'd be stranger if she wasn't taken aback. That's exactly it. Our pursuers will never suspect the two of us that might actually be playing around here like we don't have a care in the world.
でもだからってそんな
Bringing my mouth close to Yumiko's ear, I speak in an artificially stern tone of voice. Listen, Yumiko. This is a crucial part of our escape strategy. Forget the questions now. I need you to act like you're having fun. Damn!
そうなの
I like that. I like that. Yeah? It might well invite suspicion unless we're sincerely enjoying ourselves. Let's make it look convincing, alright?
わかったわ
Oh, that's great. As Yumiko nods a little dubiously, I slap her gently on the shoulder and shift to a louder, cheerful voice. Have to start with the roller coaster, am I right? Let's do this.
嘘いきなりそんな強敵から
I can't go on roller coasters. They freak me the fuck out. Especially when I was younger, I almost fell out of one because the seat was the seatbelt was actually broken. So, you know, never going on one ever again. Powerful enemy, she says. I don't think amusement park rides really have power levels. But I'm not gonna do the joke. But apparently Yumiko's worked out a firm internal ranking.
そういうのって普通もっとこなれてきたから乗るものじゃなくてまずは緩いものから始めていくんじゃ
Listen, you either like roller coasters or you don't. That's how it works. It's all good. If we start off with a real thrill, everything after will seem easier by comparison, right?
でも
Yeah, but it won't be as thrilling. No buts. Come on. Well, let's go. Unless it's your butt, then I'm good. Firmly seizing Yumiko's hand, I drag her over to the roller coaster line by force. In a mostly empty amusement park, soon to be closed for the night, The sound of our rapid footsteps echoes through the air, so we are basically the only ones here.
さあ、今度はあれに乗るわよ。
Holy shit. She is so happy and excited. Her voice. Maybe we should at least catch our breaths first. Understandably enough, Yumiko had been hesitant at first, but after 2 or 3 rides, that faded away fucking fast. By now, she's the one pulling me around.
次は何に乗ろうかしら。ユージは何がいい？
I don't really have a preference for rides, to be honest with you. I'd like to ride that bench in the rest area for a while.
急流ウォータースライダーに乗りましょうよ。ねえ、それでいい？
You didn't even listen to me, woman. People have often told me my listening skills need work, but whew, seems I'm not the only one.
いいから行きましょう。ほら。
Holy crap, she just... Oh, her voice. Hey, don't yank me around like that, jeez. Smiling wryly, I let Yumiko pull me back into a run. Okay, here we go. Hello? Oh, okay.
ユージはカートの運転は得意？
I'm good at driving anything. I've driven tanks, jeeps, motorcycles. I'm just assuming here because we're a badass. I mean, I've done the motorcycle and the jeep before, because I don't know about tanks. That'd be pretty sweet. We were just Yuuji in a tank. Never been in one before, but, well, I imagine it won't be a problem. Nope. Not quite the same thing, but I've got experience driving up to 300 kilometers per hour. But it's probably best to keep that thought to myself. No point reminding the girl of the past. In any case, handling this sort of vehicle is actually something of a specialty of mine. Wanna have a go?
あんまり女の子らしくないけど。笑わない？
What's wrong with not doing feminine things? Fuck. Little late to worry about that now. After the way you flipped out over on that thrill. Ow! Yumiko pokes me sharply in the flank. Ow.
失礼ね。そんなに嬉しそうにはしてないわよ。多分。
Probably. This coming from the girl who cackled with glee as the coaster went into a nearly straight vertical drop. Well, whatever. Let's give it a shot. I'm looking forward to seeing you drive.
私、ハンドルを持つと人が変わるのよ。
Oh, good lord. Do we have another Amine on our hands? Seriously?
冗談よ。というより、ゲームを含めてやったことないもの。
So you've never done. Oh, I can win easily. This inspires a moment of relief, but soon I recall the distressing example of a certain monstrous speed demon named Suo Amine. Indeed, there's no telling how taking hold of the steering wheel will change a person. A vision of Yumiko merrily smashing around the track, shrieking, "Ah, this feels so gore." Gore? Good! Well, there might be gore. I want more, Yuuji! Flashes before my eyes. I think I have to keep a very careful eye on how things will develop out from here.
どうしたの？突然難しい顔して。
Oh, it's nothing. I was just reflecting on the countless possibilities lying dormant inside of the human soul.
は
Don't ask questions, alright? I don't want to answer them.
あ、もうあらかた乗り尽くしたわね。
I thought the park was almost closing. Well, yeah, since we went from one end of the park to the other, riding literally everything we saw.
ユージが意外と回転系の遊具に弱いことが分かって面白かったわ。
I have a weakness? Ha! Yumiko looks over at me with a smirk on her face. Don't give me that smug face. So sue me. I'm not a fan of that coffee cup thing.
明らかに不機嫌そうだったものね。今度からユージが何か悪いことをしたら、椅子に座らせて回転させる罰を与えるわ。
I bet someone's in the comments is like, oh shit, he doesn't like that because of something in his past. Oh, but you'll find that out later down the line. Everything's fucking connected. Nothing's just a one-off joke. Spare me of the practical applications, please. It's good that Yumiko seems to be enjoying herself, but the last thing I need is the girl developing some weird little superiority complex. I think some retaliation might be in order. Yumiko, how about this next?
まだ乗っていないのが
The instant Yumiko peers down at the pamphlet in her hands, her face stiffens like water freezing ice. Oh my god. What's wrong? Where's that energy and enthusiasm gone all of a sudden, Sakaki Yumiko? Occupation, not student.
そんなとこだけフルネームで呼ばないでよ。ねえ、ここはいいから他のとこにしましょう。ね。
No. No, retaliation is in full effect. Yumiko looks up at me with pleading eyes. Meeting her gaze with a deliberately kind expression, I answer flatly and decisively. Not happening.
嘘。
Get destroyed. It's your punishment for mocking me about that spinning ride. Only fair that we have to have you face up to your weaknesses as well, right? I make my way to a building tucked into a dense forest on the edge of the amusement park, forcibly pulling a resisting Yumiko along behind me. A building marked spine-chilling Hall of Horrors. Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's exactly why I'm doing this. And she was scared shitless and even peed her pants. It was great. Well, I wasn't expecting much from a mere amusement park attraction, but that was a truly engrossing experience. And thus Yumiko died. That wax figure that popped out halfway through was particularly well made. The way his brains burst out all over the place was quite realistic, don't you think? Trust me, I know about brain splattering. I'm not gonna tell you about it. Oh, the master of the hall? I saw the decapitation coming, but I wasn't expecting his severed, bloody head to come flying in our direction. And trust me, I know about decapitation since. Guess it's worth giving that sort of place a try every once in a while, eh, Yumiko? What's wrong? You haven't been saying much, and that pale face of yours is getting wider. Did you catch a cold or something? Well, I knew that. You did seem even more frightened than I'd expected. Oh, it's not as scary. Come on. Yumiko only shrieked and screamed like a normal girl for the first 5 minutes or so. After that, the terror must have overloaded her brain. No matter what came after us, she'd just quiver violently at my side, her face frozen in an expressionless mask. You really are totally helpless against that sort of stuff, huh? Well, my bad. Well, you know, can't deny that. Oh boy. I never said. You never tell me to stop. You say something? Fine, a little something silly to lighten the mood, maybe. Her pallid face abruptly blooming red, Yumiko pulls me firmly along by the hand in a clear attempt at changing the subject. I fucking destroy her, by the way. You guys don't see it, but... Well, guess it's time to get out of here. Yeah, same here. I've been wanting that bench ride for a while, but I never got it. We finished visiting nearly all the attractions that the park has to offer. Yumiko glows with obvious satisfaction, but there's a hint of fatigue in her eyes as well. Of course, considering the long and stormy day we've just had, I suppose it's only natural for her to be a little worn down. Why don't we finish up by riding the Ferris wheel, or Yumiko? As I'm suggesting we conclude our visit with that venerable amusement park staple, I notice that Yumiko's looking off in a completely different direction. Is there someone behind me? Nah, it doesn't seem like it. She's been shooting glances over at one fixed point in particular. Subtly, careful not to let Yumiko notice, I follow her line of gaze. Wait, does Yumiko seriously want to? What I find there surprises me. It's an attraction, somewhat out of sync with Yumiko's image. Of course, an amusement park isn't the sort of place you'd expect to find Yumiko to begin with. But even in that context, this ride stands out as an S-rank mismatch. Hey, Yumiko.
Nani, Yuuji?
Do you, wanna ride that thing? I point in the direction Yumiko was just looking and gingerly asked the obvious question. Instantly, in a replay of the previous conversation, her pale face lights up with a violent blush.
何言ってるのよ。なんで私があんな小さい女の子が乗るようなものに。
What the fuck ride does she want to go on? Well, you've been running around like a little girl the whole time here, so haven't you?
バカにした。今はっきりと私をバカにしたわね。
I'm just stating what's been actually happening. I'm not mocking anybody. In that case, you want to just skip it and leave? Oh, guess that's decided. All right, you're so easy to understand, man. Getting up off the bench, I take Yumiko by the hand and pull her to her feet. Let's make that the grand finale then.
だからユージ。
Oh, she calls out my name. Oh, that's adorable. Oh shit, and it's actually moving up and down. Alright. Oh god, where's my mouse? Alright. Before long, the two of us have climbed onto the ride Yumiko had her eye on. The fucking carousel. The park's shutting down for the night very soon. There aren't any other visitors to be seen.
ちょっとやだ。恥ずかしいわよ、こんな。
But nonetheless, the girl looks around the area nervously, self-conscious despite the complete lack of spectators. What's the problem? Nobody's around. Might as well throw your pride to the wind and regress to childhood. I'm here too, so fuck, no one's gonna care.
いきなり言われて、はいそうですかって戻れないでしょ。
Ignoring Yumiko's protest, the merry-go-round creaks to life and begins to spin. A vast array of cheap-looking electronic decorations and lights begin to blink cheerily on and off, and the upbeat tune that feels vaguely familiar plays from the speakers overhead.
こんな子供騙しなものに。
Uh-huh. Halfway through the sentence, Yumiko falters. The carousel horse slowly rises and falls underneath us. The scene before our eyes transforms again and again. A brilliant green gradient fades into a sky of impossible indigo blue, forming an artificial stage in the midst of the darkness. White lights above merge into one continuous line, illuminating the spectacle. As the soothing, strangely nostalgic sounds and lights wash over us, the tone of Yumiko's voice gradually begins to change.
子供騙しのものに。
What's wrong? I can hear the girl faintly breathe in, and then in a voice just barely audible over the garish music, she continues.
すごく乗りたかった。
Aw, well now you got your chance. See, Yuuji helping out everyone one by one. Got him.
こうやって大好きな人とね。
Right in my hoozles. Every time we move up and down, the metal fixtures supporting our horse creak audibly. With every clunking repetition, Yumiko's body shakes a little in my arms. And it's not just because the horse is worn out.
母の実家にいた頃はね、 最初とても不思議だったのよ。
Yumiko shared her memories of those early days with me before. How at first she grew up assuming herself to be a normal child. How she slowly came to realize she was different. The beginning of her isolation.
休みの日になると海の方にある遊園地や浜辺にお父さんやお母さんと一緒にみんな出かけていく。自分だけ一人で家の庭で土の上に絵を描いている。お母さんは病院にいる。お父さんは遠いところにいる。おじいちゃんもおばあちゃんも私がまるでいないかのように振る舞う。それでやっと気づいたの。
The quivering of her body grows noticeably stronger against my hands.
私は生まれてきてはいけなかったんだって。言ってはいけない子だったんだって。
Well, that's clearly not the case anymore, right?
誰とも一緒に行っちゃいけないんだって。
Yumiko's sentence shudders to a halt. Her shoulders heave with silent sobs. The girl's been making an effort not to cry in front of me. Even when she was crushed by her own failures, she did her absolute best not to break down. Even now, she keeps her back turned, refusing to let me see the tears. How many times has Yumiko cried like this, her face hidden from the world? Abandoned, rejected, betrayed, hacking at her hair with a box cutter, hiding in her room, stabbing a girl. No, cutting her hand. There we go. At all times it hurt most. The girl's been on her own.
だからこうやってユージと一緒に遊んだことが今日は本当に嬉しかったの。
Well, you know what? Yuuji's always happy to help. Yumiko.
嬉しかったの。本当に嬉しかったの。
Artificial stars rotate before our eyes. The light merges together into one long, multicolored stripe, dancing up and down, left to right. Red and white and yellow and blue extend all around us, spinning in time to the cheerful, simple music.
本当は作戦なんて嘘だったんでしょ。私のためを思ってここに連れてきてくれたんでしょ。
Damn it, she saw through my ruse. I never tell lies. Don't you know that by now?
ユージは優しいもの。私にいっぱいたくさん優しく嘘をついてきたもの。
Ridiculous slander, and I'll have none of it.
本当は辛いのに何でもないってずっと言い続けて、私が気にするからってずっと隠して。ユージにもっとわがままを言ってほしかった。でも言わせてあげられなかったのが本当に悲しかった。
Yumiko hesitates, choosing her words very carefully. I know what's coming next. It's nothing I want to hear. A phrase we've tried to make taboo.
ごめんね、ユージ。
God damn it. It must have been on the tip of her tongue so many times these past few months. The miserable apology that finally spills out of Yumiko's mouth is a quiet, frail thing, but it's still enough to pierce me to the core.
あなたが抱えている辛さや悲しさをもっと一緒に分かち合いたかった。気遣われるだけじゃなくて気遣いたかった。でも何一つできなくてごめんね。 私が。
Yumiko. Calling her by name, I stroke her cheek with one hand. As if her own pain wasn't enough, she wants to take on the darkness inside me, and oh boy, there's a lot of that. She's trying to load down her slender body with a weight it can't possibly bear. And this from a girl too weak to even support herself. I have something I wanted to say to you as well, Yumiko. I draw the arm I've wrapped around Yumiko closer to me. Pressing her body firmly to mine, I speak the words clearly into her ear. I'm really glad you were born. Thank you. I've never had anyone care about me this much. Everything I did before I met you felt hollow. I always ended up alone. With my master gone, I didn't know why I was even bothering to keep on breathing. Continuing to work for my country, I tried to find the meaning of the words she left me at the end. They were all I had left. I still hadn't unraveled that mystery, but now that I'm with Yumiko, I think I'm beginning to glimpse some small fragment of the answer. At the very least, your birth had meaning to me. So let me say this one more time. Don't apologize. I'm grateful to you. I embrace her even more strongly than before. Above the swaying carousel horse, Yumiko's body begins to tremble once again. A warm drop of water falls from the hand I've wrapped around her. Then another. Pretending not to notice, I gently stroke her hair. I'm not kind. Just full of myself. I do what I want.
やっぱり優しいわよ。だってそんなこと言われたら私もう何も言い返すことなんてないわ。
Her hand reaches back to grasp the sleeve of my shirt.
本当にあなたは優しくて勝手なんだから。
Sorry, it's in my nature. It takes some time for Yumiko's trembling to die down. The park outside is already sinking into darkness as I watch the lights on the other attractions wink out into ones and twos. By the way, there was the one other reason I brought you here.
もう一つ。
Sounds like she's forgotten. Because I promised.
約束。
As my words jog her memory, Yumiko's voice takes on a note of surprise. You told me you wanted to visit one of these, remember? I know the timing's a little crazy, but... Tears welling up in the corner of her eyes, she looks back at me and smiles.
嬉しい。覚えていてくれたのね。
Come on, there's no way I'd forget something like that. Even though I totally did, but remembered. The music playing from the tinny, poorly maintained speakers above us is repeatedly interrupted by bursts of static. That jarring noise periodically cuts our conversation apart. The cheap dream world creaks and groans around us. It's not exactly the sort of illusion you can just lose yourself in. But none of that really matters. I found a woman who can love a piece of trash like me from the bottom of her heart. That's enough to make this place an impossible paradise. Ah! Eventually, the last attractions go dark, and our little fantasy world fades away with the sigh of a motor. I sit on our horse with my arms around Yumiko, quietly speaking her name again and again, as if to remind her that she's here, that this is real. And in response, she whispers Yuuji many, many times. That was a night. I like that. In a forest so dark it's impossible to tell where the trees end and where the sky begins, our train winds its way down to civilization. Little by little, the small lights of carriage windows come into view in the station below, where we transferred only a few hours ago. As as much as we might want to deny it, those lights force us to realize that our time in the dream world's over. Down here, inescapable reality is waiting for us. It's already past 10. They've had hours to follow our trail. Once we transfer to the train that'll carry us from here, away from here, we won't be able to turn back. At my side, Yumiko quietly gazes at the back of the seat in front of her. Her eyes aren't hollow and lifeless like they were before, but from the tightly clenched fist resting on the seat by her thigh, I can still see that she's uneasy. I lower my hand from her shoulder to cover that small fist. After a few gentle strokes, she lets her hands fall fully open, then turns it to squeeze mine in return.
どこへ向かうの?
The question's tinged with a little anxiety. We'll take a detour to the north, then head east. From there, we'll change to a different private railway and head further north.
北へ?
Yeah, there are some decently populated towns along the coastal railway where we shouldn't stand out too much. Hide above people among people. Still following that basic principle, I've decided on a slightly more distant destination. However, unless the fundamental dynamics of the situation change, our fugitive lifestyle isn't going to end. From what JB told me, the East Branch group has some delicate circumstances at the moment. But if that changes, they might go public with this search. The police will get involved, Ichigaya will move in earnest, even the media will start working against us. At that point, there probably won't be any safe place left for us anymore. We're still two isolated individuals struggling against an incomparably stronger opponent. It's bullshit.
逃げるしかない。
There's no doubt Yumiko feels the same apprehension. The tone of her voice is low and resigned. Gazing at her slightly downcast face, I finally make up my mind to ask, "Actually, Yumiko, I have a question for you." She turns to look at me, staring straight into her eyes. I continue, "Do you want to confront your father?" Ooh! Oh God, don't throw that at me right now. If you've got the will, I might have a way. I've been slowly making preparations ever since we ran away.
私が?
We might have. I feel like this is a good idea. That's right. We can also run away, if that's what you want. If we confront him and lose, we'll be torn apart. But there's risk either way. Yumiko listens to my words quietly and attentively, but as I continue, her gaze slips from mine and begins to fall downward. By the time I finish speaking, she's staring straight at her feet.
私には選べないわ。
Oh shit, is it? Oh, is that what it's doing to me? Is this gonna be the decision? Oh, don't put that on me. It's gonna be like, I can't make that decision, but can you? I'll do whatever you want. And it's like, don't do this to me. After a brief pause, she answers in a voice bitter with self-derision.
私は何も成長できていないもの。アパートから逃げ出した時だって自分から電話をかけてしまった。
And once again, her voice begins to quaver as she struggles to hold down the tears.
寮から連れ去られた私をユージが助けに来てくれた時、私はユージを信じようって思った。だからあなたから伸ばされた手を握ったわ。でも最後の最後のところであなたを信じることができなかった。そんな私にユージと共に何かできることなんてありえないわ。
I shake my head to deny her words. You're wrong, Yumiko. You have changed. There's no doubt about it. Yes, you tried to make that phone call, but you hung up before he answered, didn't you?
それはそうだけど、でも結果としてその行為のせいであの人たちに見つかることになってしまって。
But at the same time, they didn't catch us. Mindsight's 2020. Or Mindsight? What the fuck's Mindsight? Is that like a... Oh god. Hindsight's 2020. I'm talking about what you were thinking, Yumiko.
私
Yeah. I remember the day when Yumiko dismissed me, the day she tried to leave my life forever. Refusing to acknowledge her own will, unable to rely on me, she tried to disappear all on her own. That Yumiko would never have made... That Yumiko would have made the phone call. She would have told her father everything, believing all the while that she was doing me a favor. You pulled yourself back from the edge. You fought down the fear and held on to your own free will. And I'm going to stay with you, no matter what kind of ending we've got waiting for us. Yumiko throws herself against my chest. Her body slender and light as always, but today I can feel a strength in her that wasn't there before. Slowly, face buried against my shirt, she gathers her breath. I just sit there letting her respiration warm my skin, enjoying the affectionate movements of her fingers against my back. And finally...
答えが出たわ
Whoa! Okay, good. I don't have to make that decision. Yumiko pulls away and meets my gaze. That's a coincidence. Same here. Simultaneously, our faces break into smiles. There's no hint or strain or awkwardness. They're probably the most easy, natural smiles we've had in our faces for a long time. And again, in Yumiko's eyes, I see something like determination. Resignation might still be a part of it, but that strength I glimpse in her is real. I absolutely believe that now.
一緒に言いましょうか
Well, oh god, no! Sounds good. Don't game. Game. Wait, is she? Oh no! If I our eyes fixed on each other, we open our mouths to speak. Oh Jesus! It's gonna do the decision, and whatever I say, it's gonna be. I hate everything. For a long time, our feelings for each other kept us at cross purposes, but now, finally, we're standing together, facing the same moment, seeing the same future. Here we go. Here it comes. Seeing the road we'll travel. Yup. You can't even. You can't even on me, game. I already know. I'm not stupid. Oh, boy. Confront him together or just run away together. Honestly... you know I got a cliffhanger right now. But honestly, given these two options, I think I want to do this one, to be honest with you. I think if we just straight up confront him, like, I think we'd get a better resolution than just running away together, which would probably lead to terrible, horrible things because we'll be chased for fucking ever. This is just kind of like, okay, we're doing this right now. We need to end this some way, somehow. Maybe if we just talk to him, like me and her together or something, he might be a reasonable man. I don't know. I mean, he's a little dickbag, but you know, I don't know. That's just my thoughts right now. But I'm gonna think about it more because you guys already know. You guys already know what I like to do. If I get a bad decision, if I get a bad end, that's what we're getting. So I need to think long, hard, and full of semen about this, alright? I can't just... That's usually why I ended on the decision, because I usually take some time to think about it, like... Because I don't want a bad ending. You don't want a bad ending. I mean, a lot of you did want a bad ending for last time, but fuck that. But I feel like I've been doing pretty good so far, and I feel like I have more of a grasp on the situation to make this decision fairly easy for me. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll figure it out. Figure out my final decision next time on the Fruits Grisaia, Yumiko being goddamn adorable.